Good morning and welcome. In this video tutorial, we're going to show you how to get free automotive service manuals off the internet. Now we'll be going to a site called Cardane.com, which is free automotive manuals. Now, we'll have to do a little prep work here, but just to show you some of the site, we have the home screen. There's all manuals, which will list you in the order that he's uploaded them. You go by category. You can use a search, whatever your year and model is you're looking for. But we're going to just go in basically through the main menu here. And I'm looking for a particular manual today. I'm looking for an Audi, and I'll be going for a Q7. And it will list what he's got in that category as far as Q7s go. And I'm going to go for the newest one, this 2015 to 19. Now you'll notice I'm using Google Chrome. You can use whatever browser you like except for Internet Explorer. For some reason this site is not really friendly with Internet Explorer. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do a little prep work here, because if we click on this manual, you're going to see that it's downloaded in different sections or chapters. Okay, they're labeled here, but they are not going to be labeled when you download them. And to get a complete manual, if that's in fact what you're looking for, you're going to have to download every individual section, and they won't be labeled as such. So you'll need to do a little bit of prep work. So what I would do is I would go to wherever you're going to download them to. In this case, I'm going to put them in my downloads file, and I'm going to make a folder, and this one is simply going to be called manual. I'm going to change that later, change the name, but that'll give me a place to put my finished product, my finished sections. Now you also have to have some sort of a game plan, because most service manuals, these sections are divided up. So these are going to come down randomly, as you'll see momentarily. So let me show you what I've done with the previous manual here. I've divided them up in sections, and I've given it my own numbering system. You can do it however you'd like to do it. But the reason I do this is because computers are stupid. They will try to stack stuff alphabetically, or they will try to stack stuff numerically. Okay, so if you download a bunch of random files, your engine stuff may be, one piece up here, or one piece down here, or one piece somewhere else. Okay, so you want to basically label them so they're in some kind of usable order for you. To give an example, first section I want would be general information. So you'd have maintenance intervals, things like that in there. Now, if you look way down here, it's telling you how to use an oil gauge tester and an evaporative emissions tester and some generic scan tools. Well, you know what? That's general information as well. So, as I said, they're just in the order that he's decided to download them. So, or put them on his site. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a little bit of sense of that. So first off, we're going to just go through a couple of these with you. I'm going to click on the top one, which is maintenance. Now this isn't going to be uncommon. They want to make sure you're not a robot and just pillaging his site. So you may get one of these captchas. Just follow the directions simply enough. Okay, once you've gone through the captcha and it says you're not a robot, you get a manual. Now, the way it's got it set up here is you can go page by page by page. Well, it's a 139 page section. And if you're looking for specifics, do you really want to page through all this stuff, or do you just want to download it into a PDF file? And that's what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the download button, and I'm using Google Chrome, so you can see down here it's labeled it. There's my download. See, it says SM19. Well, this is the maintenance section. So if I were to just download all these different sections, they would stack in that numerical order. I want to make a semblance of order here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste that title off the top. And I'm going to go to my download file. So it's gone into here, and I'm going to just paste the name in there with the numbering sequence I've come up with. So maintenance is my 00 section. I'm going to call this one 0001, and I'm going to paste the name there. Okay, and I'll go back and do my next section. Okay, it's loaded up on the page. I'm going to click and download it. Now you'll notice that even though they're the first two on his download page, this one's 19, that one's 20. Again, not necessarily the order that would be logical in a service manual. Again, I'm going to copy that title, go back to my download section, and this is still general information, section 00. We'll call this one 02, and copy that title. So now I've got it so it's going to stack in the order I want it numerically. Just so you can see how that is working. Now, as you'll see, for the sake of time, I've downloaded what I consider to be anything that might fall under the journal information section. So we've got stuff all the way down here as well, towing guide, that would be in journal information. Now if you look at the way it downloaded, and this is the reason that we are giving it our own numbering system, you see 21, 28, we're just going down the line, picking and choosing, 16, 17, now back up to 27. That's not how they would sit in a service manual. So thus the reasoning of this system. And if you didn't label them, you wouldn't even know it was in section 21, 28. You'd have to open up each section individually. Okay, so that's step number one in the process. What I end up doing, when it's all said and done, is I'm going to do this for every section. My engine section is going to be 01, my fuel supply system 03, body interior section 10, and so on and so on. Just to give you an idea what is actually happening here. Now that you have these individual pieces of a section downloaded, you'll see that they'll open up just like a normal PDF file. And you can resize it and anything else you want to do with that, so you can read it and page down, page up, etc., etc. Now, one thing you're going to notice here, which, it's someone else's prerogative, I'm not a fan of it. If I'm going to keep a manual for myself, he's got watermarks here. So what I'm going to do is, first off, I'm going to remove the watermarks, and secondly, I want to merge these different sections that I have all into one journal information section. So what I'm going to be using is a tool called Nitro Pro 8, which is a PDF file editing program, and there's many out there. Qt PDF has a program as well. I'm sure there's others, whatever you prefer, and we're going to get rid of some watermarks, and we're going to merge them all, make it one nice clean manual. Okay, so now I'm going to open up my PDF editor, and this is Nitro Pro 8, and I'm first going to start by removing the watermarks. So I'm just going to simply drag each of these PDF files over, and this is just the way that Audi has set up this particular manual. When you log into it, they want to make sure you're, a little warning, you're working with professionals, blah, 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 blah. We can make that go away. Load these in real quick. Okay, now that I have them loaded in to my PDF editing program, let's see, all these manuals sections are up here. I'm just going to walk down the line, and I'm going to remove the watermark that's down here. So I'm going to go to the edit section, click on the first one, click edit. I'm just going to go into that watermark, click on it. So there's a little box around it. That's the section I'm going to remove. Right click and delete it. And it's going to ask you, do you want to remove the watermark from all the pages? Yes, I do. I'm just going to keep going down the line with that. Now, once I've got the watermarks removed on all these sections, and you'll see in this particular case, I have 7 sections. The watermark is gone. I want to get out of them because I want to save the removal of the watermarks. If I just go back and try to do something with this, they'll reappear. So I want to individually click out of them and save the changes. I don't want those watermarks reappearing on me. So we'll save them all. Doesn't matter what order you do them in. Click out of them because we're prepping ourselves for our next step, which is going to be merging all these into one section. Okay. So I've saved them all. Now I'm going to go back to my home screen, and I'm going to combine all these into one folder. So I click the combine button, and I want to add files. And they're in my downloads. They're sitting right here. Click on the top one, so it's highlighted. Go to the bottom, hold your shift button, click on the bottom one. That highlights them all. Click open, you'll see it loads them all into this section here, which is going to combine them. Now, I'm going to have it combine them all, and I want it to ask me during the process what I want to do with this file. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename it to general information and give it its own number designation. And what folder do I want to put it in? So I'm going to ask during the process. I want to open the PDF files after creation, and I'll explain that momentarily, but you want to make sure the file does get open, because this program, depending on the size of your files you're combining, can take some time. And once you see it up on the screen, by opening it up after creation, you know that it is in fact finished. Sometimes if you're combining all your sections into one complete manual, 8, 9, 10,000 pages, this process could take 10, 15 minutes. So what size do I want them? Ask during the process. Click create, and right away it says, okay, where do I want to do this? What do I want to name it? I'm going to name it section 00, general maintenance. And I'm going to put it in this folder up here that I've made called manual. I'm going to save it. Now you're going to see it's going to combine the files. It's not uncommon for it to say not responding, like you just saw it flash. We're combining quite a few pages together. Just let it sit, let it do its thing. When it is in fact finished combining those files, you will see it appear on the screen. Doing a little time lapse here. So far we're about 3 or 4 minutes into it. We're up to 71%. Okay, now let's combine them all. And I know that because it's showing me on the screen here that it's been completed. And you'll see down here, it's 1,843 pages right there. Okay, so I'm just going to get out of it. and I'll reduce my program. Now you'll see in my manual folder all these sections I've previously downloaded and removed the watermarks for are now combined into one general maintenance section. And let's combine them, and since I've titled them all, you can see that the titles are going to appear right here on the side. So now I've got maintenance, maintenance intervals, my testing, etc., 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 towing guide, whole general information section, which I can view, print, do whatever I want to. Okay, it's that simple. A little bit time consuming, but hey, if you want a manual or something like that, that's the way it goes sometimes. But as you'll see, this particular manual, I've done all different sections, plus I've combined the entire manual. So we go into it, and I can show you exactly what we've done here, how it's going to come out. All of my different sections, all labeled, ready to go. Just the way I like it. Nice, neat, clean, and very usable format at this point. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, you can drop me a line at truegear.net, or what we can simply do is, if you can't be asked with a manual like this, shout us up, put in a request at truegear.net, and if we can find it and we find the time, we can possibly help you out with that as well. Well, thank you for watching, and have a great day.